Hey guys, it's Nuke. I hope you're all doing well today. In this video, I'm going to provide you with a method how you can steal Starborn ship before NG+. I know I just covered this in a previous video, but we're going to build off of it, and I'm going to show you how you can take your other ships, any of them that you own or buy, not your Starborn one, and give it the characteristics of a Starborn ship. And this is what that looks like. Now you lose nothing by doing this and only have everything to gain. You still get to keep all the same weapons that your ship originally had. Now before we get into the video, if you could please consider like, commenting, and subscribing. Subscribing is a big one because right now less than 1% of my viewers are currently subscribed. Subscribing helps me as a content creator. It helps my channel grow as a whole. I also try to put a lot of work and effort into all my videos to bring you the best content possible. If you like Starfield, you're going to like this channel. Click the button down below, it's free, and join the team. Alright, let's get into it and I'll show you how it's done. Now the first step of this video, and it's very important that you do this first, is to go to New Atlantis, follow where I go. We're going over to the elevator so we can go down into the well and go to the Trade Authority. So right here is the location of the elevator that we're taking down. Make sure when you're inside the elevator you select the well. Once you get downstairs into the basement, go ahead and walk forward like I do, take a left, you'll see the Trade Authority store, and go ahead and walk inside. Now once inside, go ahead and look to your left, you'll see the vendor behind the counter. Go ahead and talk to her, click through all of her dialogue, there's probably going to be a lot, and then go to her medical supplies and look for amp. If you see it, go ahead and buy it. Now you're only going to need 1 amp, maybe 2 max. If she doesn't have it, behind you is 2 couches. You can sit on there, rest for 24 hours, go back, check your inventory, and see if she has it. Rinse and repeat until you get one. Now the second step is to open your star map, find the Volley system. You can see where it is right here on the screen. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and land at Neon City. Now from here, you're going to want to go ahead and follow where I go. We're going to walk across this bridge through the contraband scanners, and we're going to take the elevator up into the city. Now once you've taken the elevator up, go ahead and take a sharp right and follow where I go. We're going to walk straight all the way down to the Astro Lounge. This is what the entrance looks like. Go ahead and walk inside. Once we're inside, we're going to go ahead and walk straight forward through the club to the bar, and we're going to talk to the bartender behind the counter. He sells Aurora, and we want to buy all of it. Now the reason that we want to buy Aurora is because it slows down time, and later on in the video, we're going to need to slow down time as much as possible. Now Aurora is considered contraband, so from this point, after you buy it, avoid going to other cities because they will scan your ship. They'll see that you have it, and they will take it, and they will also take everything else that you have with you that is considered stolen. Now from this point forward, follow exactly where I go. Reason being, because it's contraband, you cannot fast travel, okay? You can't fast travel to your ship or to other planets. So we need to get out to our ship without being able to fast travel, and without walking through the contraband scanners that you initially walk through to get into the city. So lucky for us, there is an outside area to the city where you can get on top and you're actually able to see your ship and jump and jetpack to it. So just continue to follow where I go. This is the fastest way to get out of the city with the Aurora. We're going to go ahead and jump up on top. You'll be able to see your ship to your right. From that point, just jump up on a nice high spot and make the leap of faith over across, jetpack to get that extra distance. Before you hit the ground, jetpack again to avoid taking fall damage, and you're good to go. I'm going to let this whole part play out. I don't want to cut it out. I want you to see my route and how I got out of the city, because in my last video people were having questions about it and they were having a hard time getting out. So right here, just hit your boost pack, get that extra distance, and then as you're coming down to avoid taking fall damage and dying, go ahead and hit a jetpack again, and you should be good to go, and now you're out of the city. From this point, just go ahead and enter your cockpit from the outside of your ship and press the button that you use depending on your system to take off. And just like that, it's that simple, and we are now free with the contraband. Now this next step is very important, so do not skip it. What you want to do is go to your inventory, go down to aid, and favorite amp in Aurora. Okay? If you don't do this, you're going to be wasting time later on a time delicate step trying to go into your inventory and pop them when you can just set them to a hotkey. Alright, so this next step is all based on luck, and you might get it right away, or it might take you 15-20 minutes or even a half hour. Alright, I did this before and it took me like 2 minutes, and this time when I went to do it for the video, it took me like a half hour. What you want to do is find a planet where when you land, a Starborn ship is flying in, okay? You do not want the Starborn ship to land. What you want is see the starborn ship, hear it, alright, hear it, and then immediately press start and save your game. So if you mess up, alright, you mess up on the following step after this, you can just revert back to the previous save and attempt it again without having to go and fast travel to another planet and find another starborn ship. Now this is the first planet I landed on. I like to get on my ship, walk around for like 20 seconds because usually the starborn ship doesn't come in right away. Give it a chance. If it doesn't happen after like 30 seconds, I like to go to my next planet. Alright, so this is the planet after like landing 30 times that I did finally come across a starborn ship, and of course it's super sandy and I can't see anything, right? But what I do as soon as I hear it is press start and save my game. From that point, you want to try to locate the starborn ship. For me, if you have a sandy planet, I just looked up and I was actually able to see it, and what you want to do is pop your aurora right away. It slows down time. After you pop the aurora, pop the amp. Now amp lasts for I think 2 minutes, but aurora only lasts for 10 seconds. So you need to continuously be ready to pop another aurora and another one and another one until you get to the ship. If you don't get to the ship in time and the starborn people walk out, you're not going to be able to enter the ship, okay? You got to get there before they walk out of the starborn ship. And if you do it fast enough, if you do it right, you should be able to get up to the door and it will allow you to enter. Now if you do end up failing this, what you can do is just go ahead and revert back to the previous save that you just placed and attempt it over and over again until you get it. You might not get the first try. Every time I've done this, I got it the first try, but I've heard other people, like people on my Discord, saying that they don't always get the first try, so don't be beat up if you don't get it right away. So we're getting ever so closer to the ship, and right now, I honestly thought I was going to be late this time. I didn't think I was going to get it my first try, but luckily the starborn still haven't exited the ship yet, so we're still looking good. I don't know if jumping is the ideal method for this. I think you actually move slower when you jump, but it worked for me. So here we are, we got up to the door, and just like that, it says enter the ship. So now we enter it, we're good to go. Let the aurora run off. Now I'm just going to give you a quick tour of the ship because in my last video people were asking what the inside looks like. No, this ship isn't better than the ships that you can build, but it looks cool. It's a cool ship. I like the big window all around it. Right here is the cargo hold. You don't have any bed inside of it, which I think is super weird, but each side is exactly the same. You got the same thing over here, cargo hold again, a couple items in there, and that's pretty much it. From this point, go ahead and jump down, go ahead and enter the chair and take off. You're good to go. So for those of you that were wondering how you can get a starborn ship without going NG+, or just didn't want to go NG+, but have this ship, this is a great thing that you can do to collect that ship if you want to, and now you have it added to your fleet. Alright, so we are taking off, and once we get up into space, I'm going to show you a couple characteristics about this ship before we go into the next step. Now the first characteristic that you'll see is that you turn invisible when you boost, making you immune to all other ships during dogfights. This helps out a lot if you're going to take on a lot of people at once. You also have only 2 weapons instead of 3, a laser beam and a space alien missile launcher thing. Now before we go to the next step, please get rid of your aurora. Either use it all right now or dump it on the ground on a planet. Get it out of your ship. You don't want it because you're going to be going through scanners. Now what we're going to do is go to New Atlantis. I chose this place. We're going to the ship vendor there. You don't have to go here. If you want to avoid scanners and you want to keep the aurora, you could just go to a shipbuilder at your outpost and use that instead. So the first thing you want to do when you get down here is save your game. You want to have a save to fall back on in case some game breaking bug happens doing this and you don't want to lose everything. Alright, so talk to them, talk to the vendor, view modify ships. Now I already made the ship that I want to have the characteristics of the starborn ship as my home ship, and to the right of it you want the starborn. So you want your main ship, okay, and then to the right of it you want your starborn ship. It doesn't have to be your home ship, it's still going to work. Just make sure that you got the one that you want to have the characteristics to the left of the starborn. Alright, for the next step, what you want to do is hover over your main ship, okay, and then for Xbox users, hold on RB and X, hold them both down together, release them at the same time almost, but release X slightly after you release RB, okay, like a millisecond. For PC users, you want to hold down T up top, like with your mouse, click it, hold it, and then push B on your keyboard and release them almost at the same time, but release B slightly after you release the click on your mouse. Now if done correctly, it'll look something like this and it'll put you in the ship builder, okay? From that point, all you need to do is grab any part of the ship, just move it, okay, or change the color of it, change something on it, and then save the ship and back out. You should now have 2 identical ships and the starboard ship will be gone. So we just did it, but I did use the controller method instead of the keyboard and mouse, And now I'm in the shipbuilder. What I'm doing is just going to move one part, and then, like I said, save it, and then back out. So now, as you can see, we now have 2 ships. So I now have 2 bulldogs. All right, no starborn. It's gone. What you want to do is go to ship number 2. That is where the starborn used to be. Make that your home ship. Okay, and then from that point, back out, turn around. If your ship is invisible, you're going to need to revert back to your previous save that you saved right before the vendor, okay? Revert back to that and do it again. But you're going to want to quit your game, restart it, and reload it back up, because reloading a save will not fix this glitch. You literally have to quit your game and load it back up to fix it. So from this point, I'm going to go ahead and just get inside my cockpit and take off. We're going to get up into space, and I will show you how this works. Alright, so we are now up here, and all you have to do is literally just boost your ship, and there it is. You're invisible now like the starborn. Now my ship is like massive, so it's kind of bugging out. You know, the planet in the background is bugging out. Normally it doesn't do that. I think it's just because my ship is so big. But yeah, I mean, there is no loss to this. You have everything to gain. You're now invisible. You're basically gaining, you know, an extra perk. You get to keep all your weapons that you previously had on your ship. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. I highly recommend doing this and taking advantage of this and putting this on your ship before they patch it, because even if they do patch this, I don't know if the patch will remove, you know, this characteristic that your ship has. As always, if you made this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. If you want to get insider information on glitches and tricks like this before the release to the public on my YouTube channel, join the Discord in the description down below. There's a lot of very intelligent people in the Discord that can help you out with anything Starfield related if you have any questions. And as always, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Happy Halloween. I will see you guys in the next one, hopefully very soon. Until then, take care.